Shalom, shalom. This is a video to those of you who are new in your walk with the Most High, and a rebuke to those who are actually celebrating another pagan helliday, not holiday. All right. I'm just going to do a quick run through on a couple reasons why this holiday is dead wrong. First, let's go here to Jeremiah 10. And I just saw a commercial on TV where a woman went out. It was a car commercial, but she went out and chopped down her own tree, put it on top of her car, and drove off. All right. She drove up some mountains. I guess the car was supposed to be able to ride through snow up mountains or whatever. I don't know. So that was the tradition and is the tradition of a lot of people to put these trees in your houses. Yet, here in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, it tells you right here, especially our people, the Israelites, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. All right. Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Now, right here is telling you that they've been doing this for a long time. Since the ancient days, they have been the heathen, the people who are not Israelites, who usually were the enemies of the Israelites, will always cut a tree out of the forest at a certain time of year and put it in their house, right? The Most High knows this. Usually with mountain people, where they had trees and snow and other things of that nature, had something to do with winter, the winter solstice, and whatever gods they were praying to at that time. That's why they did this. The winter solstice had something to do with the star. Don't read the scriptures. Then when you point this out to them, this is the kicker. When you point it out to them, it's like, well, I have kids, and my kids want to see the Christmas tree with the lights on it, and my kids want to see some gifts up under there. You know what? You're teaching your kids a lie, and you're teaching your kids to go against the Most High. Would you rather teach them a lie or teach them the truth? You got a lot of us that are fully black power, strong people, and then we turn around and still do what the heathen do. We're still following their concepts and their traditions, right? All right, so this is the second thing that I wanted to bring out. The reason they use the 25th as the date. Okay, so this is in the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees chapter 4. I'm gonna give a brief synopsis first before I'm just gonna read the scriptures about the 25th. So during this time, there was a family, Maccabees. The Maccabees at the time were a strong family, and Judah or Judea got ransacked. So over time, it got ransacked by heathens, namely Idumeans. And we'll get to the Idumeans in a minute. And they got ransacked, and they took the temple, they took everything. But the Maccabees, Judas Maccabees, and his people, his soldiers, his followers came in and retook Judea and kicked those heathen out. They killed who they could kill, and the rest of them ran. So they kicked them out, but they had to rededicate the temple to the Most High. because these people were eating pork in there and abominable foods. They were sacrificing unto devils, and they were committing orgies and all kind of fornication inside the temple just to desecrate the temple of the Israelites. So they rededicated the temple, they cleansed the temple, and that's what I think this whole chapter basically is about, them cleansing the temple and getting rid of those Idumeans. So down here in from verse 58 on down, I'm going to read that. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away. See, we never dealt with heathens, and neither did the Most High, really, unless he wanted them to punish us for us being disobedient. Moreover, Judas, and if you notice here, there's an I instead of a J, because there was no J in the original King James Version. There was no J during that time period. J came later. So Jesus' name isn't even spelled with a J in the original King James Version. So his name is not Jesus. That's just something else. That's another topic. All right. So moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained the dates of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days from the 25th day of the month of Caslu, with mirth and gladness. So this is where they get the 25th from. This is where they get the 25th from, the 25th day of the month of Caslu. See, they just combined a whole bunch of stuff to make people think different ways and then just be glad that they have a Christmas. They sell you things. They sell you the surplus of what they couldn't sell during the year at a discounted price during this time of Christmas, because they know you'll go for it. They know you'll spend more money during this time than any time. So they sell it to you at a discount. That's why you get so many good deals right before the 25th. People think that it's the birth of Christ, but Christ was born in the springtime in the month of Abib. If you actually read the scriptures, the month of Abib was during actually the same month of the Passover, same month. So let's continue here, because I want to get to a point. Verse 60, at the time also they builded up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before. And they set their garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsur to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea. Okay, so who is this Idumea? Let's see. This is the dictionary or lexicon, Blue Letter Bible lexicon. In Hebrew, H123, in Hebrew, Idumea is Edom. Edom, Edomites, Idumea, same people. Idumea is just a Greek way of saying Edom. That's it. So, and the Grecians were Idumeans. The Greeks that Alexander the Great had taken over lands, they were Idumeans, because Alexander the Great was an Edomite. So these people were definitely doing things against the Most High, just the same way they do it today. Now they don't know who they are, just like we don't know who we are, but they still have the same traditions. They still put a Christmas tree in their house, although they say that they follow the Bible. Or if you follow the Bible, you would know that you can't put a Christmas tree in your house. But they can put they the heathen that Jeremiah was talking about, that the Most High was telling him about. They are the heathen. So they can go ahead and do that. But our people have to stop following these pagan holidays, these hellidays. They're pagan. They have nothing to do with the Most High. They have nothing to do with the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. They have nothing to do with the true meaning of love, sacrifice, and all that is holy, which means separate. Separate. The Israelites are supposed to be separate from all other nations. Separate. Let's see. Now I'm going into something else, but I just want to pull this up. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7. Okay. Pull this up right quick. Let's see what the Most High was trying to say to the Israelites. As far as dealing with these other nations. And our people still deal with these other nations. Still to this day. That was one of our downfalls. It says Deuteronomy 7, I'm going to read, when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, Girgashites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. That means no promises. Don't give them no covenants, no treaties, no peace treaties, none of that. Just destroy them, right? So then the Most High says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. That means don't pick up none of their women or nothing. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me. Christmas trees. They turn us away from following the Most High. If he said don't do it, they're telling us to do it, right? That they may serve other gods, right? So now you're serving another god because they were serving their gods during the winter solstice. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. We are a destroyed people, hard-headed. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves. A grove, I found out that groves were actually sort of like strip clubs. They actually had poles with women dancing around the poles. And burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people. That means a separate people. Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And I'm going to stop it right there. That's why we're supposed to be separate from the heathen. We're supposed to be above all people upon the face of the earth. And I'll leave it at that. Oh, yeah, I did show you who the Idumeans were. And there are scriptures all throughout the Bible that tells you who God hates. You know, this right here is saying that he's going to destroy them with the sword, Idumea, because of what they have done to our people all these years. They are the goats that Christ is coming to separate from the sheep.